Je peux parler un petit peu de français? What is up, YouTube? So today, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. Dropped a post on my IG a few days ago and asked you guys for some questions, so I went through and kind of glanced at it, and as always, I never organized enough to prepare this, so I'm just gonna kind of fire through it, prepare them, and answer it on the spot. Hopefully I'm gonna try not dawdle on the questions because I tend to just drag my answers on way too long. So without further ado, I will start with the first question. How do you keep the tight abs regardless of the vacuum, which is mind-blowing on its own? I see many guys who can't get size without guts looking bloated and messing up their physiques. So keeping a tight waist, like physically, actually, like training wise, is doing stuff like rollouts with like an ab roller or like plank. I find those are really good for like abdominal control and keeping it tight. But in terms of like keeping it small over a long period of time over your career, not getting a gut, it's mainly not being distended, not bloated or anything like too often. So if you force feed too much shitty food that causes you to be bloated and your stomach's always distended, that is going to stretch out your stomach and lead to it being just a gut. So don't eat too much and eat foods that your body can digest. Can you speak French or say anything in French for the French fans who support you? It's been a while, but je peux parler un petit peu de français. J'ai arrêté à parler français quand j'étais dans le 6e année, je pense. Oui. That's all I got. I can still talk a little French. I should try and learn it again because I think I could actually pick up on it really quick. But it's like grammar and shit that just fucks with my head. I need to walk around with a Bechamel in my pocket. Where do you find your Champion Jack Factory sweatshirts? This is like the most common question I get now about these Jack Factory hoodies, and I'm sorry, but I custom made them. I went and I bought a Champion hoodie and I sewed on Jack Factory. I sewed it myself, literally. What is the best part of being with Courtney? So it sounds super cheesy probably, but honestly, she's one of those people who like makes me a better person just being around her. She's like so selfless and treats everybody like so kindly and so great. Like I can treat her great, my sister great, Ian great, my family great, and everyone like treat them right. But like she has that same kind of like love for like everybody. She just like treats everybody the way she wants to be treated, that kind of just good person. So that kind of like attribute, being around someone like that who's just like generally so kind-hearted, is just like motivating to try and be better yourself. So definitely one of the many good things about being with her. What is some advice you wish someone told you when you were younger? This question gets asked a lot too. So to be very specific and not just like a random overall answer to this, I'm going to pick something specific, and that's related to my knee pain. And the advice I wish I had was to train my ankles and my feet when I was younger. Maybe wear better shoes or just train my feet and barefoot a lot more and make sure I have like crazy good ankle stability and they're not caving in at all, and my feet have an actual arch in them because I have flat feet, weak ankles, and they cave in, and that's caused me to have a lot of like tight hips and knee issues and stuff in the past. So that's one thing I wish I had focused on from the beginning of my career. What's your opinion on the whole intensity versus volume debate that has been going on lately? Greetings from Costa Rica. Intensity over everything, in my opinion. It's just, you will not grow unless you can like push yourself and train hard and push past limits, train harder than last time, and just be intense. Volume is like important and not important. Of course you need to be within a range, but like I don't think training a shit ton every single day is gonna be better than training really fucking hard a few times a week. Are you going to get any more tattoos? This question and what do my tattoos mean are all over too. So I've said this before, but the tattoo I have right here is the birth date of everybody in my family. So in age, my dad, mom, sister, me, right over my heart. And then on my arm, I have, this is just kind of like art stuff. I have a girl on the back, a tiger on the front, and like a rose and an arrow here. The arrow I actually got because my sister, that was like her first tattoo. That was her second or third tattoo. And me and my sister are just super close, so I wanted to like kind of mimic her, I guess, because I looked up to her when I was really young. I still do. How much do you sleep? Do you feel it is necessary to keep your recovery optimum and energy levels high during your workouts? This is very good question, because I think sleep is so fucking important to getting like good recovery and building muscle and just like everything being on track in your life, not just training, but just getting stuff done in general. And I try and sleep like 8 hours a night, like bare minimum. And like I'm the kind of person where like sleep is like the most important thing. If it's getting late and I have something to do or like whatever, I like, no, I better get my shit done earlier, or I'm waking up the next morning and getting it done then. But I'm getting to sleep when I need to get to sleep. And having like a good schedule of sleeping at the same times every night is so important for energy levels throughout the day, and everything will really reflect on all that. What is the best training split in your opinion? So really, there isn't a best training split. Maybe with a lot of scientific research, you could find an optimal thing, but the best training split is gonna be what you can adhere to the best and the most consistently. So if you find like training full body every single day is like, maybe that's optimal, but you just fucking hate it, like myself, I'm not gonna go in and like half-ass 5 body parts and then leave. I don't like training like that. So I wouldn't adhere to that program, so that's a bad program for me. Whereas something like push-pull legs or even the bro split is like one of the easiest ones to adhere to, because it's kind of mindless thinking. You can go in and just destroy that muscle part, and then you don't train it again for 5 days. And if that's what's the only workout that you're gonna go in and push yourself intense through the entire workout every single week, day in and day out, then that's the best thing for you. So pretty much just find whatever you work with best. If you were just beginning to lift again after several injuries, what's your best advice? So number one advice, the only advice you need pretty much, is just ease into it. The point of training is like progressive overload, obviously. So if you are injured and you haven't been training for a month, progressing from that is very minimal. So if you're injured like your legs and you haven't squatted in a month, squatting the bar is technically progressive overload. Now I'm not saying you need to only squat the bar when you start, but start fucking light and slowly ease back into it, because your body's used to doing nothing, and any stimulus will create change and create stress in your body for muscle growth and whatnot, and repair on the injury, whatever. So just start light and focus on perfect form, volume, and just not pushing any heavy weight. What's the best breakfast and evening snack if you're eating at work and only have 15 minutes? So my best thing when I was working like hourly jobs and stuff was I made a lot of wraps, and I would fit like maybe some veggies if I was feeling it, but I was normally didn't eat veggies back then. But I'd make a wrap with some rice and some chicken and some like Frank's Buffalo hot sauce, and I'd roll that up, pack it up, put it in like tin foil, and I'd like put it in my pockets when I was like moving or doing whatever, and then you could just pull it out, eat it on the go whenever you want, and it's rice and chicken wrapped up, no cutlery, no big Tupperware or anything. So for me that was easy and quick. Did winning Mr. Olympia change your past vision of not a long bodybuilding career, of course due to your health condition? So this is a good question, because I mean, I've spoken before that bodybuilding is going to be a long career for me because of my autoimmune disease that I have, and winning the Olympia definitely makes it fucking harder to accept that fact and know that like I have to put my health first. No shit, that's like the most important thing. And knowing that like I have so much more in me to I'm 24, I feel like I haven't even come close to tapping as hard as I can get into anything. I feel like I can work so much harder, more consistently, and do more throughout the year, prep, everything. And knowing I have all that left in the tank, and I'm gonna have to pull out with a lot left still, sucks, of course. But again, health is the number one thing. I'm so fucking grateful that in the time that I've been able to win an Olympia, because that was like the most amazing experience of my life that weekend. So regardless of anything, I'm just grateful for getting where I am now, but health is always gonna come first. So regardless of wins, I'm gonna have to retire earlier than I would want. Cardio before or after a workout? Definitely after your workout. Most important thing in building muscle is training, not cardio. So you want to focus all your energy on your workout, and then afterwards your cardio. You want to like deplete yourself for cardio and then go train. Just dumb. Do you think it's important for young bodybuilders to take training/nutrition very serious, or to have fun with it? First of all, I think everyone should take their nutrition very serious and just like focus on health, because like I think what we put in our body is like the number one thing of keeping us healthy or getting us sick or whatever. But with that being said, when you're young, that is the time to just have fun, kind of chill and enjoy. Of course, you want to build good habits and not eat like a bag of garbage, but you also don't want to like miss out on having a crazy metabolism, going out drinking with your friends, going out for dinner, pizza, late night, fucking Uber Eats with your friends on the couch, whatever, all that shit. That is like fun times and just enjoying life. Bodybuilding will always be there, and when you're older, you won't have those friends around to go do things maybe or whatever, you just won't be as fun. You can lock it down more then. So I say with a grain of salt, focus on nutrition, but mainly just have fun with it. Do you think it's harder to take on the current champ to win the title or harder to defend the title going forward? So I think it's definitely harder to take out the current champ than defend it, because I mean, the IFBB is like any other sport, anything. When someone's on top, you're on top because you're the best, and that's the hardest person to beat all the time. So when you're on top, and of course everybody wants like a reigning champ, that's just like what you want. And at the end of the day, nothing's easy or hard, it's gonna come down to who's best, and it's all just fucking hard, to be honest. So I'd still say it's easier to defend it, but what's the most important thing you've learned on your fitness journey? Since you said most important, I'm not gonna relate this to fitness that so much, but the most important thing I've learned going through all this stuff I have been in my life is how important true core small group of friends and family are to keep close to you at all times. A, just because they're with you and friends with you, love you for the right reasons, for who you are and not what you've become. And B, they help you keep you grounded because they know who you are. They know how you should be acting when you're stepping on a line, or become a little douche or whatever. They can kind of snap you back into place, whereas other people won't. Other people will try and use you. And I mean, I've met a lot of stingy people in the kind of fitness world, and I've made a few close friends and stuck really close with my family, and I have a very kind of tight little circle that I don't really fuck around with outside of that. And I think just really, this journey has really shown me the importance of those close core group of people and how important it is to keep them close to. Future collabs with anyone. I'm always down for some collabs. They're always fun, training with new people. Like just with Brandon, I really like training with Brandon because he's young, he's fired up, he's kind of close age to me, classic physique competitor and everything, and so that was a lot of fun training with him. But if you guys want to see me collab with anyone, comment below or go tag me on their shit and get me in their attention, and maybe I'll try and make it happen. You rocking the stash at the next Mr. O. Fuck yeah, I ain't stepping on stage without the mustache ever again. How did you get your biceps to grow? So, if you've been following me long enough, you know my biceps are still, and have been even more so, a weak point on my physique. And the biggest thing I changed was like it sounds annoying because everyone said it, but dropping the weight and really focusing on my muscle contraction, finding the right exercises that work best for me. So I found like some preacher curls were good, but the best thing was just sitting back on a incline bench and curling it. Also, I don't feel it nearly as much when I rotate my wrists on the way up, so I keep my wrists supinated the whole time and I just curl like that, trying to keep my wrist locked and my bicep engaged. Personally, I find a lot more mind-muscle connection when I do that, so that's one little tip. What do you think of weightlifting shoes, and why are most bodybuilders not using them? So this will kind of relate to one of my things I answered before about your feet and ankles and everything. And I think weightlifting shoes can be a great crutch, tool, whatever, to kind of to put a band-aid over a problem that you have, which is, like I said, feet and ankles for me, for a lot of people as well. And putting yourself in like a really stable shoe with like a good arch support and everything, that's gonna put you in the right spot, but it's not really fixing anything for the long run. If you're not wearing those shoes, you're gonna go right back to flat and ankles caving in, and nothing's gonna be fixed. So it's more important to actually train your feet and ankles to do it on their own. And why aren't most bodybuilders using them? Couldn't tell you. They'd rather be wearing Atomic socks, high cut shoes. I don't know. Chris, you're going to be working a booth at the Arnold this year. I will be at the Arnold Classic Expo this year, not competing, sadly, just wrong time of the year for me, but I will be at the Jack Factory booth, so more details for that to come. But if anyone's around, I'd love for you all to stop by and say what's up. When bulking, do you do a clean or dirty bulk? Definitely have done some dirty bulks in the past, but I don't recommend it. I don't think it's necessary to put on a crazy amount of body fat to gain muscle. I think you can stay like relatively lean, maybe like males 15% body fat or so, and you don't need to go above that. And eating clean foods will help you so much more in the long run. I know this especially because my brother-in-law Ian, he's tried them all, he's tried variations of it all within it all, and this year he's been eating nothing but clean food, never goes out, just pure clean food, no cheats, and his digestion, his appetite, everything has been so much better. And he's the biggest he's ever been, the leanest he's ever been, and just looks insane and feels a lot better at this weight. So I think clean bulks are just end all be all way to bulk. Are you planning on having kids? Not anytime soon, but yes, I would love to have kids. I would love to have the $1 million family, as they call it, a boy and a girl, boy first, so he can beat the shit out of any guys that come up to my little girl, because kind of terrified of having a baby girl, because I'd be a protective dad for sure. I'd probably be that dad who gets covered in like neck tattoos and shit, and I'd say Jack when I'm old and just not let anybody fuck with my daughter. Okay, yeah, this is probably already a pretty long video, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, I'll try and do a few more. And if, of course, as always, if you liked the video, please like the video. Remember to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.